Hey gang, Cheri here, and welcome to my channel, Awesome Sunset. Today I'm trying out a new format, so make sure you give this video a big thumbs up if you like the new format. So today I want to share what I thought was the biggest news story of the week, okay? Biggest cruise news story of the week, and maybe the biggest news that we've had since the pandemic started, okay? So this was really huge, and so I wanted to share it with you all today. So let's get started. Okay, so the CDC issues details for the cruise lines to begin test cruises and apply to restart. So this is the start of the restart of cruising. Oh my goodness. This is what we have been waiting for. They've been asking for guidance from the CDC, the cruise lines have, and so finally we've got some more guidance. So here we go. So it says, it appears the restart of U.S. cruising is now on a bit clearer path. So that's good. Late Wednesday, the CDC released more guidance for cruise ships undertaking simulated voyages with volunteer passengers as part of the CV-19 conditional sailing certificate application. Okay. So it says, with the issuance of these documents, cruise ship operators now have all the necessary requirements and recommendations that they need to start simulated voyages, said the CDC. Okay. So they're saying, hey, we've given you all that you need. This is going to be everything that you're going to need. The cruise lines can avoid the simulated voyages entirely if 95% of their passengers entirely if 98% of the passengers and 95% of the crew have been fully vaccinated. So at least 14 days prior to embarkation. So for the first time, the CDC released its CV-19 conditional sailing certificate application. So that is huge. So now we have an application to sail. So with the agency giving out that information, it says this is the final step before cruises can restart as restricted passenger voyages. Oh my goodness. So this is it, guys. This is going to be it. So we've finally gotten what we've been asking for. Now, whether or not they're going to like what it says is a completely different issue. So it says initial industry reaction. Okay, on Wednesday night, CLIA, which is the Cruise Lines International Association, said it was reviewing the new details and providing that was provided by the CDC, as did Carnival Corporation, which is the largest cruise company. Okay, so it says the technical instructions issued by the CDC on May 5th confirm that there is a lot of work to do in order to achieve the goal of sailing from U.S. ports this summer, said a spokesperson from CLIA. So it says, we appreciate the CDC's expressed commitment to this goal and look forward to further discussions on the details and including better understanding of how predominantly vaccinated passengers and crew can accelerate the return of service. Meanwhile, nearly 500,000 American jobs and livelihoods continue to hang in the balance. The cruise industry will continue to go above and beyond to meet the requirements of the CDC, building in the ongoing resumption of the operations taking place in the other parts of the world, and the demonstrated success of the industry's protocols and public health measures. Wow. So, like they're saying, there's going to be a lot of work still yet to be done. It says other travel industry sources tell us that the CDC action is a positive step, but some also point out that the cruise industry is being treated differently than other sectors such as hospitality and airlines. It says, I'm happy to see any progress, especially on National Travel Advisors Day. So happy National Travel Advisors Day to every travel advisor out there. Besides myself, I love all the other travel advisors as well. So happy Travel Advisors Day. It says, but at the same time, it's complex and frankly still unbalanced versus the guidance the CDC has provided other business and even to the Americans in general. That was said by Alex Sharp, the president and CEO of Signature Travel Network. Then he says, lots of work still to do. So let's see here. We'll go to the next slide here. Now this is a little slide of what the CDC had released in their new sailing order here. In their framework for conditional sailing order phased approach. So it says, on Wednesday's press release, the CDC said it released the conditional sail order in October 2020 to prevent the further spread of CV-19 on cruise ships from cruise ships into communities and to protect the public health safety. The order introduced a phased approach for the resumption of passenger cruises to mitigate the risk of spreading CV-19 on board. But the order was seriously lacking in the type of detail that the cruise industry said it needed to plan a restart. So the latest guidance from CDC provided technical instructions for simulated voyages, including, okay, so we have eligibility and requirements for conducting a simulated trial voyage in preparation for restricted passenger voyages. Number 2, guidance for inspections of cruise ships conducted by the CDC during simulated and restricted passenger voyages. Number 3, operational procedures to assist cruise ship operators in mitigating the risk of spreading CV-19, including requirements and recommendations on prevention measures, surveillance of CV-19 on board, laboratory testing, infection prevention and control, face mask use, social distancing, passenger interactive experiences, and embarkation and debarkation procedures. In the final phase of the CSO, the cruise ship operators with an approved CV-19 conditional sailing certificate application will be permitted to sail with passengers following the requirements of the CSO. The CDC said it doesn't anticipate releasing any additional documents for the next phase. Instead, it will update online documents to incorporate changes to quarantine, testing, color status, and lessons learned from simulated voyages. The agency's press release also said it's committed to working with the cruise industry and the seaport partners to resume sailing following the phased approach outlined in the CSO. This goal aligns with the prospective resumption of passenger operations in the United States by midsummer, expressed many major cruise ship operators and travelers. Adding a bit of background, the CDC said that since April 12th of 2021, it, as well as its senior leadership from other federal agencies, have engaged in twice weekly meetings with the cruise line representatives for dialogue and exchange of information. So that's good. We want that. We want meetings. We want dialogue. That's good. Exchange of information. Yes. Thank you. Addressing the vaccine issue, the CDC's press release said that the CV19 vaccines play a critical role in the safe resumption of passenger operations. But not all cruise ship operators have announced plans to mandate passenger vaccinations. But as more people get fully vaccinated and more drug therapeutics are available, the CDC said that the phased approach will allow incorporations of these advances into planning safe resumption of cruise ship travel. The CDC recommends that all port personnel and travelers, passenger and crew, get a CV19 vaccine when a vaccine is available to them. The CDC acknowledged that it is not possible for cruising to be at zero risk activity, which is a new statement, because all along, well, since last October anyway, they've been wanting, zero risk, zero risk, zero risk, zero risk. We kept hearing that. Now they're saying they realize that it is not possible for cruising to be a zero risk activity for the spread of CV19. While cruising will always pose some risk of CV19 transmission, the CDC is committed to ensuring that cruise ship operations are conducted in ways that protect the crew members, the passengers, and the port personnel, and particularly with the emerging CV19 variants of concern. So there you have it, folks. They've finally given the guidance for the test sailings. They've given now the application. So now we have an application. We have we have guidance that lets them know exactly what the path is going to be, what they need to do to get to the path. So, and they're saying, hey, this is going to be it. This is going to be it. This is the guidance. This is all of the guidance. There's not going to be any other phases or whatever, surprises, I guess, that's going to come out. Everything is laid out for you. And if we do have updates to procedures, then they'll just update it on the website, and that will be that, and they'll be notified of any changes. But this is it, guys. So fingers crossed that our cruise lines are able to work within this CSO and either go the test sailing route, or they can decide to go the vaccine route. So whichever way they go, they've given them a path. So they actually have two paths to resuming sailings in the United States. So this is good news. This is good news because each cruise line can judge for themselves on what their clientele are going to want. Do they want fully vaccinated cruises, or do they want to go through the process of, not requiring the vaccines, but then they'll have to do the test sailings. So, this is it, guys. I just keep saying that because, we've been waiting for so long to hear the guidance. So now we have it. So now it's going to be interesting to see what happens from here on out, with each cruise line, how they're going to actually implement these guidances. So there you have it, folks. So the biggest news of the week, probably the biggest news since the pandemic started. So fingers crossed, we get those cruise ships out there, get them sailing, because we need those jobs. We need those, it not only direct jobs, but indirect jobs. And, with myself being a travel advisor, and so many of people like myself that don't actually work for the cruise line, but they work in the industry that supports them. And there's so many people out there, so many businesses that are affected, big and small, by the cruise line, and their clientele and everything like that. So big hopes, you guys, that within the next, few months, who knows, maybe July, maybe August, but at least in the next few months, we are seeing a light at the end of the tunnel, and that makes me so happy. So let me know in the comments below what you think about this new conditional sale order, the new phases that have come out. Let me know, when do you think cruising is going to restart in the United States? And also let me know if you like this new format. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a blessed and magical day, and I will see you on the beaches of the world. Thanks, guys. Thank you.